And we can Bridge of the Heart bounce the Galaxy Wizard. And then that keeps them off spellcasters. What the?
Witchcrafter Golem Aruru. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a spellcaster monster or targets it for attack, you can target one card your opponent controls or a Witchcrafter spell or trap in the graveyard. Special summon this card, and if you do, return a target card to the hand. So they're returning our droplet and summoning itself.
Wow, what the heck?
Oh, we're in a lot of trouble now because they have a spellcaster and we don't.
Unfortunate.
Hello and welcome to the Legacy Crusaders YouTube channel. This is Benji, and today I'm joined by the Crystal Duelist, Neshy himself.
Howdy, Legacy Crusaders. It's Neshy.
All right, cool. If you're not familiar with Neshy, please check him out on YouTube, where he does mostly Crystal Beast stuff. I think I've seen an occasional different type of video, but mostly Crystal Beasts.
Oh, it's never an occasional different type of video.
Oh, I'm just wrong then. It's just been so long. I guess it takes so long for them to produce the Crystal Beast cards or put something out, I guess, in between times. There's just like periods of silence.
You know what? I did do a video essay about the best rogue duelist, but that also had Crystal Beasts in it, so I always aim to add Crystal Beasts in my videos.
I hear you. All right, so if you've seen our previous rendition, we were introducing Rainbow Dragon Zenith the Crystal Beast, but I guess they've changed its name. It's just a Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon now.
Which isn't as good, because he can't shorten it. So the whole Crystal Beast community has still just been calling it Zenith.
As we will as well. All right, so if anyone's new to the series, I bring someone on who knows how to play a deck. They tell me what to do through a few games on Yugioh Pro, and I try to act as you, the audience, and ask the questions that you might have. So I might be asking you some questions, Neshy, that should be obvious, but I'll try and do it from the perspective of a new player. As a decent player, sometimes I forget to ask certain questions because I think they're obvious, but they may not be as obvious as I expect. So we'll do a quick card by card here. We'll come back to the deck list at the end and see if there's anything we need to discuss. So quick card by card, we're playing the 7 Crystal Beasts. That's 3 Zenith, 1 Carbuncle, 3 Sapphire Pegasus, and the honorary extra Crystal Beast, our 8th Crystal Beast, Rainbow Dragon. Followed by Crystal Beast, Ash Blossom, and Joyous Spring. 3 copies of Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates. 3 Rainbow Bridge, 3 Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. 1 Crystal Bond, 1 Called by the Grave. 3 Foolish Burial Goods. 3 Forbidden Droplet. 1 Mystic Mine, my favorite card. 1 Necro Valley. 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity. 3 Crystal Conclave, which is what this deck is named after. It is Conclave Control. 3 Crystal Miracle, and 1 Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, which has made its way into my Tearlament deck the other day.
There we go. Love to hear it.
Yeah, gotta throw those Crystal Beasts in.
Emerald Tortoise is a good boy.
Oh yeah, Emerald Tortoise is great. 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 Lightning Chidori, 1 Baguska the Terribly Tired Taper, 1 Dugaris the Timeless, 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Zodiac Borbo, 1 Zodiac Chakanine, 1 Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Lina the Light Charmer, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Underworld Goddess of the Close World, 3 copies of Crystal Beast Dimension Shifter, 3 copies of Crystal Beast Nibiru the Primal Being, 1 copy of Crystal Beast Dino Wrestler Pankratops, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Zombie World, 3 evenly matched, 1 Appointer of the Red Lotus, and 2 copies of DD Ground. Now, I vaguely recall what we were doing with Zenith previously, is we would be summoning Pegasus, setting up Zenith, making a rank 4, and either doing a full...
Baguska.
Yeah, it was mostly Baguska, or we were doing Adamancipator. We were doing Gallant Granite, searching Researcher, summoning it, and doing Hulk combos. Well, obviously, that's banned. So what is our new game plan?
A new game plan, you just want to set up... We have 3 of those trap cards each, Conclave and Miracle. Literally, full combo is just Crystal, like a Sapphire Pegasus plus Conclave plus Miracle. It reminds me a lot of the Salamangreat end board, where it's just Roar, Rage, and Sunlight Wolf. So... both 1800 attack monsters backed up by a counter trap and a spot removal trap. It's very reminiscent of Salamangreat. It's very much a mid-range style deck where you control the game early game, but you do have a combo to OTK the opponent turn 3. And this deck tries to aim to do that. So you're trying to play Salamangreat in 2022, essentially. We don't have a lot of power to go with the big boys, running up with the big boys like Tearlament, right? So we do need to play some floodgates to slow the game down so that we can go ahead and make sure that we're ahead and we stay ahead. This deck, once it gets ahead, it excels at staying ahead. And that's why we are playing the Mystic Mine and the Necro Valley. We aren't affected by these cards super much. We can play very well with Mystic Mine, bouncing our own Crystal Beast monsters with Conclave so we can clear the field so that our opponent has more monsters than we do, or we can blow up our own Mystic Mine. And then Necro Valley, we don't ever really use our graveyard. When our Crystal Beasts get destroyed, they go to the back row instead of going to the graveyard. But keep in mind, we can still lose to Necro Valley ourselves. We just have to be very mindful and very focused on what we're doing in order to not kill ourselves over our own Necro Valley. So I'm excited to get into it, and I'm also really interested on what the Yugioh Pro name with Underworld Goddess is. I've never seen that before.
Oh, I don't know.
God,
Whenever a new
Yugioh
card is
name
released into the
crazy.
game, it doesn't always update like the image, but I guess this is what it was in Japanese before. But yeah, I saw that, and I think I heard your reaction. I'm like, I think this is what the reaction was to. I honestly forget
Yeah.
the card names. Like it says it like in over here, it says Underworld Goddess, the Closed World, but up here, yeah, I don't know what on earth that's. Saros Ereshriganis or Karungius. I don't know. It's a wild name. So
It
just a
really
couple
is.
quick things, just because there's a couple of new Crystal Beast cards that people may not be familiar with. Awakening just is used to what, summon Carbuncle from our deck or hand to special
Yep,
all of
so
our
that's
guys.
the way. Exactly. Carbuncle Ruby is the way you OTK with Awakening turn 3, but you also can use it turn 1 just because it searches Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, which is the most important card to keep it going. It's literally Dragonic Diagram. Search a spell or trap every turn. So turn 1, you want to search either Conclave or Miracle, whichever one you don't have. And then turn 3, you want to search that Awakening, try and go for the OTK. And it also, Awakening dumps Bridge of Salvation, which is insane. If we don't open the Foolish Burial Goods, we can always search Awakening to dump the Bridge of Salvation that way. And it's just crazy Crystal Beast being able to search any fields. So why don't we just play the best ones and side Zombie World, because who doesn't hate Fluanderees?
Oh yeah, they're most lovable. Definitely love them. They're anyways. Good question. How does it dump one? Maybe I missed that part. You can destroy a Crystal Beast card.
Awakening actually dumps one.
Oh,
Not the
Awakening can dump one. Oh, either add it to hand or send it to the graveyard. Okay. I was thinking like our chances of using Rainbow Bridge doesn't seem that wild with just Foolish Goods, but okay, that's definitely a part of this card that I missed before. Okay, that's
And
pretty wild.
in fact, I didn't even know this was searchable. I thought this was like Rainbow Bridge of the Heart where it's not searchable. But it was literally an on-stream reaction. I was like, see, it says Awakening of the, oh.
Nice.
And it turns out we can search it off Rainbow Bridge, which is amazing.
Okay, and this card gives us an extra normal summon, and we can pop a Crystal Beast to search a card, and if a Crystal Beast goes to the back row, you can bounce a card on your field and an opponent's card. I assume you can only do that if they have a card, right?
Yeah, so you can only bounce opponent's cards, unfortunately. But yeah, it bounces itself and the opponent's card.
Does it have to be
And
itself, or is it any card?
it has to be itself. Yeah, Conclave sends itself to the grave to do any Crystal Beast card you control and any other card on the field. So that's really cool for if you get evenly matched, you could just bounce 2 of your cards. And then Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, it does have to bounce itself though, and it does have to bounce an opponent's card. So that's why we can't really play Rainbow Ruins anymore, because unfortunately Rainbow Bridge of the Heart takes up a slot in the spell trap zone, and you can't bounce your own ruins. Boy, imagine being able to bounce your own +4 factory draw. That'd be crazy. But yeah, it does have to be opponent's cards, but that's fine. I'll take it. It's an amazing card going first or second.
All right, and just the last rundown here of Miracle, which is what, just negates anything and puts a Crystal Beast from the main monster zone into the back row?
Yeah, or from the back row to the graveyard.
Okay, so it's more live than it seems. That'd be cool. And
it's not once per.
What's its graveyard effect? You can banish this card and place a Crystal Beast from your hand, deck, or graveyard in the spell trap card zone as a continuous spell. That's cool.
Exactly. Just the Sapphire Pegasus effect.
Okay, and that effect is once per turn, but the negate, is that more than once per turn?
Correct, yeah.
Oh, wow. Broken.
That's why we play 3.
Yeah, okay. Invasion's on-field effect we don't really use because I guess we don't get into level 10s. We're not summoning.
Oh, no way. Rainbow Dragon's just here for the food.
All right, cool.
He's just here to brick in our hand and search off Zenith, because he actually is a little bit more important now, because you could get away back in the day before Awakening came out with not having to play Rainbow Dragon, and Pegasus wouldn't be a 1-card rank 4 link 2, but that's fine because you're not playing the Garnet anymore. But with Awakening, you absolutely need to play Rainbow Dragon, because Awakening, the quick play spell, it has you reveal the Rainbow Dragon in order to use its busted effects.
All right, so its effects require the Rainbow Dragon.
Exactly, yeah. Either
so
in
this, we just have to, if someone wants to get rid of our deck, they just have to get rid of our Rainbow Dragon, then our cards are useless.
No. That's why I'm afraid of like hand looping, but like cards in the hand are super safe. Unless we get cards in the future that take cards out of our opponent's hands. But it looks like Konami's trying not to do that anymore.
Okay, one last thing, just because I recall it from our previous build that we played the last time. I think we were on Rainbow Dark Dragon and Allure Darkness, and we were on two of it. Thoughts on
Allure just isn't good. You have to basically be playing in order to do that, because all Crystal Master is a dark monster. We did play that in the previous version. You're not trying to like banish Master off Allure. You're trying to get the extra value off of the added Rainbow Dark Dragon. So what we were trying to do, like in the early days of Zenith, were we were trying to figure out ways to gain value off of it. So we were like, all right, so what if we play 3 Allure, and then once we add the Rainbow Dark Dragon, we can play Allure and then draw 2 and basically turn it into value. But then the Tri Brigades came out, and that solved the issue of turning the Rainbow Dragon into value. Not only did it put it back on the bottom of the deck with Fairjit and Bearbrum in order to use Zenith's effect on the next turn, it just turned it into another card. You could turn it into a draw or revolt. So the Tri Brigades really helped with that. And ever since we weren't playing Allure anymore. But one thing I want to say about Miracle with Conclave specifically, this makes it so that we don't have to play Torrential anymore, because Torrential Conclave was the old combo before Miracle came out, where you can Torrential the field, and then Conclave's first effect would activate, summon Ruby from the deck, and summon your Crystal Beasts from the back row that were destroyed off the Torrential. But now you have a searchable counter trap, which is better than Torrential. It destroys a Crystal Beast. So you could destroy your Crystal Beast monster, trigger the Conclave, special Ruby, summon the Crystal Beast back, and then you still have a bounce.
Okay, I haven't been too familiar with the first effect of Conclave. I feel like it didn't come up that often when I was playing versus it. But yeah, it seems pretty cool. I feel like I had one other question before we get going, blanking on what it is now. Okay, oh yeah, it had to do with Zenith. Since we only play one Rainbow Dragon now, if we brick it, we can't really use Zenith's effect. Have you found one Rainbow Dragon to be the right number? That's what you gave me in the deck list, but thoughts on 2 Rainbow Dragon?
No, definitely don't want to play 2, because then you'll end up drawing it more than you won't have it in the deck. You know what I mean? So the math works out when you're playing 2 hard garnets, where you would end up seeing it more than it would resolve when you do draw it. So I don't know how to explain it. You're increasing the chance of
Well, we're obviously
not
going to draw
seeing
it more, but the question is, how often do you find you ever need to use Zenith twice?
Oh, I see. You're not trying to spam rank 4s in this deck. It is nice that Pegasus is a 1-card rank 4, but you really are trying to use Zenith to make Awakening live, more or less. So if you open the Rainbow Dragon, then Awakening's just live, which is amazing. So you're not worried about that anymore, because ashing Zenith is a big choke point, but people are doing it. People are always ashing your Crystal Bond, which is also really bad, but we have other ways to get to Pegasus, like goods.
All right, cool. We'll get into some games. Maybe I'll discover some more choke points as we go and some more questions to ask. On to the duels. All right, off to the competitive ladder with Crystal Beast. That feels weird, but not that weird. All right, we'll see if we can get an opponent in a reasonable time.
Crystal Beasts are really climbing up the ladder in terms of viability, so people are taking him a little more seriously. I was watching Yugioh's video. You know how he has the Where to Hand Trap Dictionary? I don't know if you would know, but...
Oh, yeah, I was on his recent podcast thing. We're going first, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't get... Either way, I think our hand looks mediocre.
Oh, yeah, our hand kind of sucks, not gonna lie. But yeah, it was cool seeing his video, just that Crystal Beasts are a threat enough now to talk about how to counter them. So we're gonna Bridge of the Heart and pop the Zenith in hand.
Oh, cool, we can pop cards in hand? I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's cool. Otherwise, we weren't doing anything.
Yeah, we're gonna pop the Zenith in hand, search for a Bond.
All right, so Bond used to be a 3 of, right? Instead of 1 now. All right.
Yeah, just because we have so many other ways to... Yep, activate Bond, search ourselves a Pegasus, and then crystallize a Zenith. And we're getting a normal Pegasus.
Extra normal.
Normal summon with Bridge of the Heart, why not? We use its effect. It doesn't matter if this gets ashed or impermed right now. I want it to be. There we go.
Oh no, they wasted a hand trap. I guess we have the card we were going to use it on, right?
It's our Zenith effect.
Nice.
And then summon Pegasus. And then this is very reminiscent of our first video, huh? We're just going to make Baguska, set Droplet, pass.
Overlay for plan B. You got it.
And we're pretty much just sitting on this until... The problem with this is we don't have another Crystal Beast to search with Rainbow Bridge of the Heart next turn, but Baguska theoretically gives us 3 more turns, so we're chilling.
Will they think this works like Skill Drain, where if they use its effect and it leaves the field, it'll resolve? That'll be funny. Just in case anyone doesn't know, Baguska negates any card that activated while it was in defense, regardless of where it went.
Interesting. Yeah, that's fine.
At the moment, it's fine, but I think it'll stay fine. We could still use Bridge of the Heart. But
yeah, because I think it just prevents spell cards from activating.
Yeah, we can't place them face up onto the field until we get a spellcaster, which I don't think we really play, but if we needed one, we can make Lina, I guess.
They didn't use the Ecclesia effect. Yeah, we'll detach, and then honestly, I think we just got to pass it over, because we don't have another... We do have Awakening in the deck. We'll just pass it over.
Okay, just for clarification, we could just normal Ash go into... Oh wait, Ash is not light. Never mind. I was thinking, like, makes Lina to take his Valor, but that'd be cool.
Yeah, we could. I was thinking just put Baguska to attack, Ooh, that's good. All right, nice. We can actually go for game here. So let's go ahead and put Baguska to attack mode. And then, oh, we can't go for game because we have to battle over the Ecclesia. But we're sitting pretty right now, and we'll just attack into the Ecclesia.
Now they can tag out, but then we can just ash. Oh, if they tag out, now they don't have a spellcaster, we can use spells. Should we ash it?
Is this the battle phase or the main phase right
I
now?
believe it had to be used in the main phase.
Okay, nice. Yeah, we might as well ash that. Seems like they don't have any more plays.
Now can we OTK them? Because we can use our
So we're
spells.
gonna activate bridge, search for awakening, and do math. I think we're just short of lethal.
Oh, we have
Search
Cowboy. Could we
awakening.
Cowboy them for game?
We don't have another level 4 to summon.
Ah,
See,
okay.
we don't have Miracle Engrave. Yeah, we're just gonna search awakening, and then activate awakening, special summon Pegasus from the deck or from our graveyard. So that's really cool. It special summons from the graveyard.
Yeah, meaning we don't have to play excessive amounts of monsters we don't want to play from the graveyard.
Yep.
All right.
We use its effect, grab a Pegasus from our graveyard. If they Veiler this, that's totally fine. Grab that from the grave. And then I guess we could bounce the Secret Village, but I'd rather not because they don't have a spellcaster right now, so it's hurting them more than us.
Indeed. All right.
Yeah, we can't really do any links, so let me think right here.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I think we're just going to start swinging and then set up a miracle.
Okay. Battle.
Yep. Attack with Pegasus, Zenith effect in hand to special summon.
Just in case anyone wasn't aware, we can't replay on summoning a monster on our own attack. It has to be on an opponent's card number of changes.
Yep.
So that Pegasus attack would go through.
Yeah, Cowboy wouldn't even help us here. All right, main 2. We're just going to Rainbow Bridge of the Heart effect. Up our Pegasus in the back row.
In the back row.
Yeah, and we'll search a miracle. So we have miracle, droplet against. I assume this is Sword Soul, so we'll set the miracle and then pass it over.
Just looking to see something. Because we have the option. We have the option.
Oh, yeah. Our Baguska's going to die. Let's go ahead and make IP.
Oh, I was thinking we could make Lina and take his Veiler and do something with it.
If we do that, then
Not sure what we would do with it, but it would be a body that you'd have to deal with on multiple occurrences.
you mostly just use Lina to climb into Underworld Goddess or Unicorn, but I don't really want to do either.
Okay, so IP it is. Which one should I give up?
We're definitely using the Baguska, and let's use the Pegasus. Oh, wait, let me see. Can we check the graveyard real quick?
No, of course.
We want to be very wary of how many Pegasuses we've used. Okay.
There's one in deck still.
We'll be good. We'll be good to use the Pegasus. And
Alright.
we'll set Miracle and pass it over.
I hope they have a lot of spells in their hand. That would be pretty funny.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh, look. A spellcaster.
Whoa!
Well, that means we can't droplet it, but it is Galaxy.
Right?
Yeah.
Galaxy? Yeah, we won't do it.
Reborn. Wonder what they want. Do they want a Rainbow Dragon? Oh, they want Ecclesia.
So, yeah. We could use the Miracle on this. That's fine. Miracle, Pop Z. And then that turns off our IP, but it is what it is.
Should we bounce?
And we can Bridge of the Heart bounce the Galaxy Wizard. And then that keeps him off spellcasters. What the?
Witchcrafter Golem Aruru. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a spellcaster monster or targets it for attack, you can target one card your opponent controls or a Witchcrafter spell or trap in the graveyard. Special summon this card, and if you do, return the targeted card to the hand. So they're returning our droplet and summoning itself.
Wow, what the heck?
Oh, we're in a lot of trouble now because they have a spellcaster and we don't.
Unfortunate. That actually really sucks.
Indeed. So we need like a quick way into a spellcaster to activate any of these cards.
Yeah, which we don't have in our deck. Man, this is awful. I did not see that card coming at all. Are we just gonna lose to that?
This could do something.
We gotta just set the Miracle and.
Oh, is it going back to the hand? I think it does do that. Never mind, we can activate all these spells.
Let's go. All right, let me think real quick.
We only got to do 11, so.
Yeah, I guess we just Bridge of the Heart, pop the Zenith, search Awakening, and then go for game.
Okay. Awakening just to summon a monster?
Yep. Summon Pegasus from my graveyard. I guess we want to play around Gamma, huh? We don't want to activate any monster effects. We'll just summon Zenith from our grave, then not activate any effects and just swing in.
We did it.
Here we go.
All right. Side decking versus Galaxy or something like Galaxy.
A jump scare there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's like Witchcrafter Galaxy. I don't even know. I feel like Necro Valley is probably the move instead of Zombie World. We're going to.
They might lose to Nib.
Yeah. Yeah, we could throw in the Nibs. I'm not sure because it looks like a very control-y deck too, though, because of Secret Village.
Yeah, maybe evenly to have something that's not a spell.
Does Ecclesia attribute itself, or it sends itself to the grave?
It attributes itself as a cost to summon a Sword Soul or Albaz from the deck.
Gotcha. So let's go ahead. I like siding in the. Let's put it in the 3 evenlies, and we'll take out a Miracle, a Conclave, and a Called By,
Okay.
and an Awakening.
And an All right, that seems reasonable. Okay, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I usually like taking out 1 Awakening, Conclave, and Miracle going second.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to brick on too many copies of the same cards doing the exact same thing, especially when they're purple.
Yeah.
Or pseudo
Purple
purple.
cards aren't amazing going second, and then Awakenings.
Ooh,
we're playing it at 2 going second just because it's harder to. Ooh, this is a really good hand, actually. I really like this. So, one reason why we're playing Droplet is if we open the Salvation, we can go ahead and send the Droplet to grave, or the Salvation to grave.
I did that yesterday at locals. They had
Really?
Cosmic for my mind, but it is what it is.
It felt good, though, huh?
Oh, man. It feels so good searching that Emerald Tortoise just to activate Mystic Mind. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Cartesia. Fusion summon a level 8 or higher fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. During the end phase of a fusion monster was sent to the graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. Alright, this is new. Grand Google, the Finale Dragon. If this card's fusion summon, you can send a level 6 or higher light or dark monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Okay, if a monster is special summoned by your opponent's activated monster effect, you can banish the card from the graveyard or special summon 1 Dogmatika monster from your deck or 1 Despia monster from your extra deck.
I think the only card that special summon. Oh wait, could you hover over that guy again?
It seems like they're mostly just setting up Photon Lord, who's just a monster negate. Oh, and apparently Dogmatika cards. Which one did you want to read, the fusion or the other one?
Yeah, the fusion real quick.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, Zenith and Ruby are the only ones that triggered that. They're dumping Soul Flare off of Servant? What the heck?
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected them to dump Soul Flare. It doesn't have any like value engraved. There must be a card that's better to put in there. Maybe there's just some new card. Let's see. If this card's not to the graveyard except from the field, you can, and you have a Photon or Galaxy monster on the field, you can special summon this card in defense position. So the Soul Flare doesn't have anything to do with the Emperor. What did he search? I would assume Fleur. Yeah, Fleur de Lis.
Did you check to see real quick what he sent off of the fusion to his graveyard?
The fusion sent something to the graveyard?
Oh, I thought it did. I guess he didn't send anything. What the heck?
Let me read the fusion again. Let's lock out of the extra deck now. I think we're okay for now.
Yeah.
So the fusion, if this card
Lord will go ahead and droplet this.
I wonder what we'll send.
Yeah, we have to send a monster and the salvation because he can negate this droplet. Is it an omni negate or is it a monster?
I know it's a monster negate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll just send the salvation.
Yeah, get salvationed. All right.
We can chain salvation here because it was sent for cost, but yeah, just on the Photon Lord.
Should we search a Crystal Beast?
Yeah, let's do it. Did he activate the Photon Lord in the draw phase? I think he did.
May have. It would have searched a Photon or Galaxy card.
Add Pegasus to hand, as well as Necro Valley to the Necro Valley.
Sure. He's got Fleur de Lis. That's something to keep in mind.
Can the Photon Lord be targeted right now?
The Photon Lord has nothing protecting it right now.
Okay, nice.
This thing will bring itself out if it detaches from that, which he can activate in response to a monster. And he has Fleur de Lis, so if we activate a monster, he'll just summon it and negate something because it controls an extra deck monster.
So yeah, let's go ahead and activate Bridge of the Heart, and then we'll normal summon Pegasus. We can normal with Bridge of the Heart, sure. It's free.
Yeah, well, also, if they manage to out it, we'd like to have our regular normal, so we have to declare we're using the Bridge of the Heart normal. That's
exactly, yeah.
So for real life play, make sure you communicate that to your opponent that you're using the extra normal every time you use your first normal, just so you always have your regular normal in case you need it.
100%.
Yeah, it used to be an issue I came up with off of Gem Brilliant Fusion. All right, so they're going to negate our Sapphire Pegasus. Oh no.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, but also important, they didn't use the Photon Lord to detach the other guy so that he can't special himself. So if we were to do a bounce and bounce this, then it wouldn't be able to summon the card from the graveyard.
Interesting. So, let's see. So that's the guy underneath's effect?
His effect, let me read what he says. If this card is sent to the graveyard, except from the field, and you have a Galaxy on your field, you can special this card in defense.
Okay, but then he wouldn't have one. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I guess I was wondering if we should activate Necro Valley now, or it doesn't matter.
Well, I would also stop it. Really depends on if it's worth using now. Like, he hasn't done anything from the graveyard, really, that's threatening.
Yeah, he doesn't got nothing. What does that guy do?
This can add itself back from the graveyard if there's a fusion in there at the end phase, I think.
Okay, nice. Let's go ahead and Prosby for 6.
Sure. Do you have a 6 perfect banishes?
We just go through as we go, so definitely keep it in the line. Let's banish the Cowboy, the Dweller, the Dugars. We don't need that anymore. That's for discarding the Salvation if we draw it. We'll get rid of the Tornado Dragon's pretty helpful if they have Secret Village. It's just such a weird deck. Can we look over at the links real quick?
Sure.
Let's get rid of IP Unicorn and Underworld Goddess.
Fair. Okay. It'd be funny if they just ashed us there and we spent all that time trying to figure out the perfect banishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. These did not look particularly good.
Yeah, let's grab ourselves a Pegasus.
Hey, we have an extra
'cause we
normal
can
summon.
extra-
Alrighty.
And then we'll normal it. This time we can use its effect.
Yeah, you ain't negating us again, Baylor.
All right.
Could happen. Ogre.
Oh, that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Do I want to put in a spell
We'll
trap zone?
Place
Sure.
it. Yep. Yes, sir. And place Zenith from the deck.
Let's
and then
see.
activate the effect of Bridge of the Heart. And we'll bounce his Photon Lord. I don't know why there's two.
Because two crystal
options,
beasts
but-
were destroyed, I think. Or something like that.
Interesting.
Well, he ogred one, and we put one in the back row. It's like when one goes to the back row, right? So.
Yeah. Oh,
Hmm.
what the? I
Oh,
guess he can summon it.
it's weird.
And does it do anything?
And you have a go. Oh, or in your graveyard.
After
I
you
missed that. I missed that.
Normal or special summon this card, you can normal a light monster during your main phase this turn. Whoa. I thought we were the only ones that could do that.
I think he normaled the Ecclesia with an extra normal or something before. All
All
right.
right, let's activate Zenith's effect. Let's do that.
All right.
Special summon Pegasus from the deck.
So all the Pegasuses are in play.
Add Rainbow Dragon to hand. And then we could go for a Orbo Chakanine Zeus. Or we can set up with Necro Valley as well. Or we can set up just I think.
I feel like the Zeus is the right play.
Yeah, I
but-
think so too.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and go Chakanine.
I wonder if
and
they see what's
then-
coming.
Throw a Borbo on there. And then battle. Act directly with 0. You know how to do this part.
Yes, I do know this part. Since a Xyz monster has battled, we can make Zeus.
We don't want to use it now. Let's
Well,
go ahead.
I figure if we use it now, these are all gone, and then this thing in the end phase is going to try and add itself back.
But I'm thinking if we want to use Bridge of the Heart first, because we have 2 of them, we might as well just use one, pop the Pegasus, get a search.
Okay, so do that and then Zeus, or wait till later.
Let's do that right now. And then we'll use it to search for Awakening, popping the Pegasus in our back row. Search Awakening. And now we'll Zeus the field, and then we'll activate Necro Valley so that during our opponent's turn, they're under Necro Valley, and then by the time we Zeus, it'll clear the Necro Valley for us to use Awakening, and we can summon Pegasus from grave. So we'll detach both Pegasuses.
Yeah, it was what I was trying to figure out if it made sense to leave them or not. Okay, Necro Valley?
And Necro Valley, yep, and then end phase. And they're on 2 cards.
There's a good chance that some of them can't be used. You read that Cartesia thing. Oh, they scooped.
Here we
Okay.
go. Love to
Yeah.
see it.
That's one win versus a Dogmatika deck. I think we'll see if we can get
Weird.
another match versus
Photon
something.
Dogmatika.
Yeah, we'll see if somebody's actually playing something competitive on the competitive server. Come on, something that's more normal than Galaxy Dogmatika. Obviously, a very normal deck.
Of course.
All right, this hand looks like got a lot of stuff in it.
Hand's really good. Unfortunately, we opened the Ruby, but honestly, I'm fine with opening Ruby. We have 3 Garnets in our deck, but all 3 of them, it's not the end of the world if you draw them. Rainbow Dragon's the worst of them. He turns Awakening on, so can't be upset about that.
Yeah, in this case, we're holding Awakening, so it might have been nice to have. They're on dragons. They could be on the new Bestial Dragon deck.
Yeah,
Probably are.
so we want to be wary of putting Ruby or Zenith in the graveyard.
Yeah, I can't wait to get decrowed on something very important. At least they're dark locked in the extra already. Ooh, this seems like a brick if they're doing this. 1 negate Savage Dragon.
Easy. Oh, they put 2 in a column. Where's our Mech Knights?
Yeah, oh, people should check out some of the older content on Crystal Mech Knight, which is pretty cool. I think you worked it out a bit with Ryan Levine, right?
Yeah, no, it's great, but
Oh, or
I'm
Shannon.
glad we're past those days, honestly.
Orcust. I think it's just the Orcust deck, and it might just be like the dragon package, is just the way to do it.
Yeah. Which all it did was make Savage, so I don't know what the dragons offer. Launch is a 1-card Savage, though, so why not?
Yeah, it can be. This is just a weird choice of what they do. I guess they're going to get... The Quantal will protect their guys from being attacked.
Yeah, what is it? If I declare an attack, all of my guys go back to hand?
So exactly what it says is we control a link monster. Monsters your opponent control cannot target monsters you control for attacks except this one. Also, your opponent cannot target monsters you control with card effects except this one. So we can't target it for anything for attacks or card effects except this. And
Okay, we have to bounce that one first with Heart.
yeah, and last thing, let's see. If this card battles an opponent's monster, you can return that card opponent's monster to the hand at the start of the damage step. And this card can also make an attack in a row. I'm a little unclear if they can use this on our turn, the bounce. I think they can. Battles, it doesn't say attacks. So Because like you
All right,
can't really gain an attack on a battle phase that doesn't have an attack. But, so I'm not sure. All right.
Let's
Thoughts
kick
on the
things off with this hand's really good. They have Crescendo, they have the Quantum's annoying, and then Savage, and then we have an unknown face down.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Okay, let's start with the goods.
Okay.
I want to do that.
All right. I'd be tempted to do this last and just mine them, but that's me. I like mining
Yeah,
people.
that's fair.
I assume we're sending Salvation.
Salvation, yes, sir.
Because like to me, that's now the card that they have to negate from their perspective, which Savage would have to be used on.
And now we'll. Yeah, I see your reasoning. I think that actually, yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and activate Necro Valley. If
Then
they
we have
wanna
to chain
negate that.
Salvation. Because if it resolves, we
Mhm.
can't use Salvation.
Let's activate Necro Valley, and then we have to chain Salvation. Let's see if they negate it though, because this turns off the Gizmek.
They might just chain the Gizmek. Okay.
There we go. That's cool. We'll take it. And then let's activate Bridge of the Heart if they want to negate that. A lot of stuff to chew through. Okay. We'll use the extra normal on Ruby. This is why I like opening Ruby isn't bad, because it's still like a crystal beast for Bridge of the Heart. And then we'll activate Bridge of the Heart, pop the Ruby. Oh, we're really doing it, huh?
And what do we
And
want?
then search Miracle. And then effect, we'll bounce the Savage.
We can't
We
target it
have to
because
bounce
of
Quantum Dragon. Yep, we'll
Quantum.
bounce that.
We are threatening the card. They may negate it. All right. So that got shuffled back.
Let's see. I don't know what that face down is. Honestly, instead of mining them, we can just go for something. If we want a salvation, they can negate it. Let's salvation, see if they negate it. Let's do that.
Our once per duel effect, which was why we play one of it. And the on-field
Yes,
effect
sir.
doesn't do much. Okay.
Here we go. All right, that makes it easy. Now we're gonna bridge for Bond.
All right. Bond adds a Crystal Beast, so we will add a Crystal Beast. Pegasus.
Yep. Add Pegasus, Crystallized Zenith, and then normal Pegasus with our actual normal summon. We'll use the effect. Grab a Zenith from the deck. Ooh, Fogblade. That's actually all right, nice. We appreciate that. Now we're going to use Zenith's effect, the back row. Summon Pegasus from the deck. Now we can make any rank 4. Let's check out what options we have. I think we
Keeps
want
asking me if I want to do certain things, but let's double check.
I think we want to make Ori here. Or we can go Chakana Zeus.
If we do that, they still have Crescendo for next turn. They can still Gizmek. They still have Nightmare. Not like it's bad. It's just a question of how much resources
Right.
they'll have left if we do that.
Let's see. Let's check out our extra deck one more time.
Yeah, let's just see what the legal summons are, because we also have some link options. One link option.
I don't really want a Baguska because they still have links.
Yeah.
Because we can Chidori put the Savage back.
I don't know if I want to give them it back. Not the worst thing. They have no set card to put back.
Because I'm either thinking Chidori put the Savage back or we Zeus the field.
Yeah, I'm not against either of those. What do we waste for the Zeus?
Because then if we Chidori, we can still have Zeus for their turn. But I think Zeus. I think let's do the Chidori play, because then we'll have the Ruby in our back row still, and we can still make Zeus off of it. We won't be able to use its first effect.
Well,
That's
he already
fine.
used the one effect of this. It might be better to just top deck the Galatea, so he has to make it again.
But I'm thinking about clearing the Savage, because then its negate will be on for next turn. Oh, it's only got one counter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, let's put that Galatea back. I like that.
I actually play Orcust
is-
currently, so that's why it's on my mind.
Oh,
though.
really?
Yeah, this would be more annoying. Because you can only make Orcust cards with Orcust cards, so.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess we just, I think if we want to activate Awakening,
What can we do with it at this point?
we already used our Bridge of the Heart bounce. We want to search Conclave is pretty much what I'm wanting to do right now. Either do Awakening during our turn or their turn. Let's set Awakening, activate Bridge of the Heart. Oh, wait. Yeah. We'll activate Bridge of the Heart, set Miracle.
Alrighty, and pass here.
And we'll pass it over, yeah.
Will they use Gizmo?
So now we have a quick effect bounce essentially with Awakening, special summoning a Sapphire Pegasus. Because then that'll trigger our Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. Nightmare? Yeah, that's...
Just to clarify, if we negate Nightmare, they have to lock themselves into machines using Crescendo. Not saying that's the play, just saying that's a thing.
I think we'll just let it go.
Alright, so now they're Dark Locked, which is also decent.
I'm wondering why you didn't Gizmek during the end phase.
I may not have wanted to banish too many cards, it's always a little scary.
Yeah, we'll let that go.
I've cut Gizmek a long time ago. There's too many good cards to lose to just get... Unless you're playing Zero Boros, it's not worth it.
Makes sense. Here goes the Gizmek. I think he's going to want to just try and make a Galatea.
Yeah, we can bounce it again.
So
That'd be
once
fun.
that comes out, yeah, we'll bounce it immediately. Here we go. Let's activate Awakening.
Here's a Rainbow Dragon. Alright,
Special Pegasus, special summon a Crystal Beast monster card from my graveyard.
Okay.
In attack mode, because he's cooler that way. We'll use his effect.
It's almost never right to put a card in defense mode.
And grab a Zenith from deck. Then Bridge of the Heart effect. Bounce the Galtea.
So now they're locked into Dark Machines. I don't think they normaled, so they could go for Girsu, yeah.
Wonder why we couldn't use the Miracle on the Crescendo effect.
Oh, I can explain that one. It says when a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, meaning placed face up on the field for spells and traps.
I think we just Miracle this every time, right?
Yeah.
Let's Miracle, pop the Ruby. They could attack over something, that's fine. All right, and we have game. Let's go. Bridge of the Heart.
Just mentioning. I'm sure we'll clear it, but
we can bounce it, yeah. Bridge of the Heart. We'll use its effect, pop the Pegasus to search Awakening. Then we'll use Bridge of the Heart effect. We'll use that effect. We can chain Miracle, yeah. Target the Savage. And if I want to chain Miracle, yeah, might as well. Let's chain it. And then we'll grab Pegasus from the grave. And then let's go into battle phase.
Keep in mind there is a Gizmek here, so you can block one attack.
Right.
Yeah, in case there's some other additional playing around we can do. Okay.
Let's just go battle phase and then Awakening. I like doing that to avoid Nibiru or Valor.
Indeed. All right. Special Crystal Beast monster.
Yep. We'll special summon Ruby.
From the graveyard. Defense for Ruby or?
You do attack.
All right. Ruby's going to get in for a lot of damage.
Yes, sir.
Ruby, summon all these cards.
Sometimes it comes up that Ruby, you have 2 Zeniths, a Pegasus, and then the Ruby has to be an attack.
Ooh, a scoop.
Here we go. Love to see it. We had a lot of damage on board there.
Yeah, I just feel like they may have been able to do something with blocking with the Gizmek. I don't know if they would have.
So we would attack with the Zenith first, and then if they want to block it, they can. And then we would trigger the Zenith and hand a special summon, and those both contest the Gizmek, and they both push for lethal.
So I threw these shifters in. They seem pretty safe.
Yeah, 100%. Does Zombie World do anything? Not really,
no,
huh?
I wouldn't say so.
He's just better.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Pank would...
Take out a Miracle, a Conclave, and an Awakening. And then the question is, what's better, Called By or Pank? Pretty much.
Just because we're going second, probably Pank.
Yeah, let's throw that in. And we'll take out a Goods, actually.
Oh, a Goods instead of the Called By? Have them both?
Yeah, we'll keep the Called By. Let me think if there's anything else. Nibiru doesn't really do anything against Orcust, huh?
There's a chance. It doesn't look like they're on that heavy of a combo play. They may not get to 5. They may not.
I like taking out one Goods if we're playing Shifter. I guess the Called By also conflicts with the Goods. I'm weird on siding Shifter with Goods.
Oh.
It's either like the Called By or the Goods. I still haven't decided myself. I think we'll just keep the Goods and take the Called By out. That seems like the move. And then we're good to go. Do we want a shotgun Shifter against Orcust? Oh, there we go. Now we activate it.
I wasn't really paying attention to do the shotgun, but yeah, if we would have done this before main phase, they couldn't talents. But Shifter versus Orcust can be like a little bit weird because they get to attach the banished card to the ding, so they get like an extra material they normally wouldn't get, or I guess they could get to it, but it still definitely makes it awkward for them.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, nobody really wants to play through Shifter, so you know, if it's online, their willingness to scoop is a little bit higher. Anyways, let's see if we can. All right, just make sure.
If they ashed the bridge with that hand with us, then that would have been awful because we can't use Goods or Salvation.
Yeah, sometimes everybody's plays can get bottlenecked into one card that can't handle a hand trap. Everybody's cutting a lot of them now.
Yeah.
Player.
They're just not impactful these days.
Yeah, you might as well just draw another card that does something, or an extender. Rainbow Bridge.
This is an amazing hand, especially for going second.
This always helps going second. A lot of people cut this card. I love this card.
Yeah.
There's so much. Deals with
Dweller. I cut it for going first, usually, which we haven't done yet because we aren't losing.
Frog. Yeah, deck I'm playing, I play it even going first because I'm on Orcust Phantom Knight Tears, and sending the Fog Blades to the grave at the right time is sometimes necessary.
Ooh, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, like you can lock up their guy, and then when they try to attack, you just Fog Blade them away, and then you get the Fog Blades into play. All right, so they started into blue. Blue is going to search something. They normal swap, send swap. Jet's going to search something.
So I haven't seen pure Spright since the ban list. Do they still make Toad?
Yeah, the way they get to Toad now is they just have to not link off the swap to do it. They just keep this swap and bring back the other swap. Because once you have your first Toad in play, you can just keep bringing it back. So there's no real reason not to play it.
Gotcha. Toad was such a good hit. Like, it's like the smartest hit.
Yeah. All right, so they're doing something new here. It says they got a Spright double cross. Target one monster on the field or in either graveyard, activate one of these effects. Attach it to your rank 2 monster as material. That's pretty good. It doesn't say whose field, so it could be ours. If your opponent controls it, place it in your zone. Wait, hold on. If your opponent controls it, place it in your zone. Your link 2 monster points to and take control of it. So that's pretty cool. And if this card's in the graveyard, if it is a card in the graveyard, special summon it to a zone that your link 2 monster points to. This card's just pretty decent.
Yeah.
So it either attaches material or takes control of or special summons a monster. And it's not
no
a
one
2.
plays it though, huh? Because I guess you
No,
just want.
it's new. It hasn't come out yet. It's
Oh,
Darkwing
really?
Blast. Yeah, it's going to come out with Sprind, and I forget what the other cards are. All right, so there's the Toad. Now, we technically have an out for Toad. What did they search? Did they search? Oh, they searched the trap. So they haven't searched Smashers, which is important. So that's probably the double cross.
All right, so we're gonna have to. Ooh, we can Ash.
There's nothing to Ash, really. There's no real reason Toad would summon something from the deck. I guess it would keep itself on the board, but they want to summon it again, so.
Something like if we want to send the Zenith to the. Oh, they're not even. Okay.
Yeah, without Ronin, there's not a lot of reason to turbo through these.
That makes sense. Yeah.
All right.
So I think we just want to droplet, send Salvation and Ash. It seems like the move that they can't respond with monsters or traps.
Okay. Well, there's nothing to really like. What's the word? Ash Salvation. Okay.
We won't chain drop, or we won't chain Salvation.
Well, we can. Toad couldn't negate it anyway. It's a graveyard effect. So what should we do here?
And then let's activate Salvation. They can double cross take our Ash. I realize that's what they're thinking on.
They could have something in hand. They might have their own Ash. Maybe they want to Ash Salvation. Just those are possibilities. But if it is just double cross, yeah, they could attach that. Let me double check something. Double cross is a monster on the field, so they can do their own monsters too. Okay, so they have their own Ash.
There we go. That's fine. We bridge, search bond.
Should always Ash a card that says once per duel. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Bridge for bond.
Micro Valley isn't that amazing against Spright anyway.
Yeah, they play Shifter sometimes. I think they even side Shifter.
Oh, that's crazy.
To hand.
We'll add Pegasus and crystallize Zenith. You can put the Zenith anyway. We know that card's not imperm.
Doesn't mean we should. They could always do setups to make you play around, play weird.
Yeah, we'll activate Zenith effect.
Oh, Rainbow Bridge is not once per turn. Broken.
Yeah, busted.
Definitely just assume every card is hard once per turn nowadays. Or at minimum, soft once per turn or something.
The reason we want to do Zenith first, special summon a Pegasus, and add Rainbow Dragon is because then we can bridge for Awakening, and then Awakening searches Bridge of the Heart, so that when we normal summon our Pegasus, we can use Bridge of the Heart's effect.
So bridge?
Yep. Bridge for Awakening. I know it's like a long string of like searches, and that's why this deck loses to Droll.
Yeah, Droll could be played because it's good versus what do you call it? Tier.
And then Awakening, search for our Rainbow Bridge of the Heart.
Take one Rainbow Bridge or Rainbow Refraction card.
Yep. And add Bridge of the Heart. And then we'll activate it. And then we'll normal summon Pegasus.
I probably shouldn't have put that in that zone. They can at least assume we're on the pendulums if we don't occupy the pendulum zone. Normal summon Sapphire Pegasus?
Yep. Normal summon with Bridge of the Heart. Because why not? That as well. I think we always want to bounce the Toad, right? Then we get the Elf Engrave.
Well, we can't bounce the Toad. We could try and bounce the Toad. We're not going to be able to. Which card to put in the back row?
Let's place Zenith from the deck.
Now, the reason we're not going to be able to bounce the Toad is they can chain... Oh, they won't be able to chain Toad on the effective Bridge.
Yeah, let's activate the effective Bridge of the Heart. Because it's not spell trap cards or effects, right?
Yeah, Toad can't chain to a face-up spell trap activating it, or the graveyard effect. What we were having the issue with earlier with Miracle.
I wonder if they're going to do double cross.
Double cross? What are they going to take?
They won't be able to do anything, yeah.
It'd be funny. They take our guy and we just attack. We crash them. Just fill our back row. Not that there's a reason to do that. All right.
There we go. We don't get the Toad effect. Now we just battle and start swinging special summon Zenith.
All right.
I like attacking with our Crystal Beast who still has his effect. So if he has some way to boost the elf's attack, we can at least crystallize the Pegasus.
Yeah, there's a chance they do if they play Pixel.
Yeah.
What's it called? I forget. Spright something.
I know what you're talking about. I think it's like Pixel.
Yeah, I'm like blanking.
With that one and then activate effective Zenith and then a special.
There is a reason to potentially not do that. If we put this on the field, they can use the trap to put this in its link zone. If we attack this, they might let it die, and then when we attack with the second one, we can summon it, and then they would have missed.
I like that. Yeah. I see what you mean.
Because either way, we could attack with the second Pegasus, but we also would get to keep the Zenith, which might be a little more important. It might not be. I don't know. Special summon something to his own. What would it be, though? Is it our card, or they're summoning their blue? We gave up our ass.
Starter.
Okay, so Pixies.
Yeah,
all right. So if we attack into this, they can destroy our card. Do we care?
Can I read Pixie real quick?
Yeah, I will. Let me pull it up. All right, so Pixies says, if you control, if another level, rank, or link 2 monster you control battles an opponent's monster, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. That monster you control gains attack and defense equal to that monster's attack until the end of this turn. So pretty much we'll take 700 damage and it'll destroy our card.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We gotta get rid of that elf.
Yeah, so we have to make them waste it.
That's interesting. It doesn't let us use Zenith's effect.
No, that's accurate.
Yeah, we'll crystallize the Pegasus.
Yeah, so we attack blue and then activate Zenith. So the thing is, we were doing a replay, not an attack declaration, so that wasn't the actual correct time to activate Zenith. That's why we weren't allowed to do it. So anytime a replay occurs and a card has a trigger condition that says when a card is declares an attack, a replay will not trigger it.
Okay. That's good to know. I didn't know that. Let's main 2 activate Bridge of the Heart.
Nobody knows that, so it's not unusual.
Then we'll use it to pop our Pegasus.
The
it's
one
not
on field?
negated till the end of the turn. It's just, yeah, the one on field, yeah. At that point, let's actually just might as well pop the one in our back row.
What do we want, Miracle or?
Let's grab Conclave. That's just better against Gigantic.
Yeah, I was thinking if we keep them off their first card, also they might not be able to do anything.
We don't need to special anything. We'll just go.
Just looking at options.
Conclave.
I don't think there was one that made sense to do that for. Set Conclave.
Conclave, pass it over. And then draw phase, we'll flip up Conclave.
Just so everyone's clear, this card's effect to bounce requires that it's already face up. So you
if
can
they
never...
have like a lightning storm, we're just SOL. We have a face up already.
Should we bounce it? If they're starting with the normal summon of blue, that's not a great normal summon, so it could be a sign that they don't have anything else. They didn't search starter earlier.
Sure, let's do it.
And what should we bounce?
Let's bounce the Zenith back in our back row, back to our hand.
I guess this goes bad if they actually have another way to put out a 2, but so far we've not seen one. Battle phase. There's no way they're mating evenly. I guess they might as well threaten battle. Not like we're going to do anything about it.
Nice, and we're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from lethal. While we're at it, we might as well just use Bridge of the Hearts effect.
What do you want to pop?
We'll pop our Zenith on the field in our monster zone and search Awakening, just in case they have something.
Yeah, I was trying to think of, if they have Gamma, we can always Ash it once, but we just don't want to lay too weird into it. Or Awakening.
So that, search Awakening. Yeah, because then they could Gamma next. Here we go.
All right, so we beat future support Spright so far. All right, cards that are good versus Spright.
Let me actually have notes on this.
I think Nib
in
is...
second, I think you just take out one card. I think you just take out Miracle and put in Pink.
No Nib? I know they can make 4th summon Gigantic, but I don't think that's that common, actually.
Yeah, I don't feel like Nib would be a good option.
All right, fair enough. I almost always put in backer removal versus Spright, but that's just me.
Really?
Yeah, just for like smashers, but I play a Mystic Mind turbo deck, so I like my mind to resolve, so when people are putting out, they play like one of smashers, so if you just deal with it once, then Mystic Mind's good.
Do we want to take out like an Awakening or a Called By and put in Feather Duster?
Yeah.
That's what we want to do.
Yeah, Called By might be dead. Called By's good versus Toad.
It is.
Take out a Awakening?
Well, we could take out an Awakening, yeah.
Alright, I guess we'll go with that.
We're good to go.
See what happens.
Nice. I love seeing Droplet against this deck. That's amazing. I definitely Ash this. 100%.
Now, future concern, if your opponent activates starter in main 1, there's a good chance that they're doing it for this reason.
Here we go.
There you go. But they drew 2 cards, so they didn't have to play anyway. But yeah, there's no real reason for them to not starter in main, in draw phase, to try and play around Droll and Ash, so it's usually a sign.
Would it have been better to just Ash the Gigantic then, do you think?
Yeah, that would prevent them from summoning any monster they want. That is like the concern. Like if you're going to get talents, you might as well get talents on a card that's hard once per turn that matters more. Like starter might have mattered. It gives them any monster from the Spright engine, but that's double cross again, I think. Who knows? I don't know if it was like a big deal. We stopped their starter for the turn. They get to keep their life points. That's like a negative. They're not locked into 2s yet. That's a negative also from doing it on starter. So they would have just summoned blue before, so imagining if we would have just stopped this, the card they're getting now is the card they wouldn't have gotten to. But so they wouldn't have gotten to a frog. But we have an out for frog right now. Oh, they just rage quit. All right, I think we're going to call it here just because it's running long. I don't want to run too long. Yeah. All right, back to the deck list, see if there's anything we need to discuss that has not come up. Alrighty, let's see. Anything here not come up? I feel like all the main deck cards came up to most extent. The only thing we didn't do is putting a Crystal Beast in the back row.
We did end up doing that one of the games, actually.
Oh, did we? I assume it sets up like the OTK off of Awakening, mostly.
Exactly, yeah. That's pretty much it. One thing that we didn't see was if you leave the Conclave face up for your turn 3, if, say, they don't have anything, they just pass and you don't bounce anything, you can actually Bridge of the Heart, pop your monster, the Search a Crystal spell trap, and that triggers the Conclave as well to special summon from the.
Okay, so we can fill up the back row enough. We can soul charge off of Crystal, off of Ruby Carbuncle from using Conclave, or we can do it from Awakening.
Exactly. And extra deck stuff, like, not everything came up, but that's to be expected. This isn't a very extra deck focused deck. We actually went into a lot of the things I was hoping to. Underworld Goddess has become one of my favorite cards, but we didn't need to go into that. We weren't facing anything that was worth Underworld Goddessing, really.
Yeah.
I'm glad we saw some of the side deck cards. The only thing that we didn't see was a pointer and DD Ground, but that's because we never lost game or game 2. So we never saw those. But those are your side-ins for going first. Zombie World as well. I talked about that. Good against Flu, good against Sword Soul, and some random stuff like Saber Dragon. Yeah, I'm happy with how these games went. I think this very much showcased how the deck operated and what it aims to do.
Yeah, it does. Just the only thing I wanted to check in on is, oh yeah, you mentioned Dugaris was like a good way of getting Rainbow Bridge of Salvation out of hand. That's something I hadn't considered, so I'm glad you mentioned it.
Exactly, yeah. Dugars and the Nightmares as well if you're going second.
Yeah, Lina didn't really come up too much. We didn't really seem to ever want to link off a light for it. I think there was like one game where we could have. I think we played into something that game. I forget what it was.
Yeah, that was when they had the Valor and the Ecclesia and the Grave, and we could summon off of that. But all they had on field was a secret village that we would rather have them be locked.
Yeah, just trying to think if there was something else to do with it, or if there'd be some other card that'd be worth playing. Because like, if you play like the Charmers, at the very least, we could climb our way slowly up into 2 material, 2 negate Appaloosa. Not saying that's worth playing, because that would also cut something else out of the extra deck just to do it. And you mentioned Tornado Dragon. Like, we used Tornado, like, we had the option of using it to out the Secret Village in a game, like it was what we were keeping it in for. Does it come up often, just as a generic rank 4?
So what's cool about Tornado is it's actually another way to pop our Salvation. So Tornado doesn't really come up actually too often. So funny you say that. It's actually one of the weaker rank 4s in our toolbox, but if you set Salvation, you could pop it with Tornado Dragon, and then you still have the value of Tornado Dragon for your opponent's turn if they're playing a back row heavy deck. So instead of Dugaris, if you Prospeed, Dugaris conflicts with Prospe. So going first, you either Dugaris, pitch the Salvation, or if you needed to Prospe that turn, you can Tornado Dragon pop in. Then Tornado Dragon's good against a few decks this format, like obviously back row decks, but even like random stuff like the Tear Field spell you can hit with Tornado Dragon, so that's pretty cool.
Okay. All right, well, that was a discussion point I didn't expect to come up, so that's cool. All right, I'm not thinking of anything else. Is there anything else you can think of? Because I think I've exhausted my brain power of Crystal Beast interactions that I know of.
Yeah, no, that's about it. I'm glad we got to showcase Droplet Pitch Salvation too.
Yeah, that one's fun. It's always nice to play enough trap cards in a deck where a Droplet can actually play around trap.
Yeah.
It actually gives you like weird, like, you have a weird benefit of OTKing an Amorphia deck. Like, you attack into one of their cards, and then they're like saving a trap card for something. Then you Droplet damage step, use a Droplet sending a trap card.
Oh my gosh, that's really good. And then they take damage. And
oh yeah, and they have no life points anyway. I witnessed something really funny yesterday at Locals. Guy was playing Striker versus Dynamorphia, and he used Rexstrom to make his opponent's attack points the same as his life points while he was attacking directly with what do you call it, Hayate. He just OTK'd himself. Yeah. It was funny. I think he was going to lose anyway because his life was low. So he's this stops you. No, it doesn't do it. It was just funny. All right, cool.
So against Dynamorphia, just real quick, it works that way in the damage step. I thought there could be multiple chains in the damage step where, like, even after
it depends what the card was. If they had a card that they wanted to use before the damage step and you go into damage step, there can be multiple chains in the damage step. It really depends what the cards are. I don't know what scenario it was that I used it to get through. I think my opponent just didn't expect to die. Oh, I remember what it was. I did it in the damage step so that they couldn't use Rexstrom in response to it, reducing my attack to their life points, because then I wouldn't have gotten over Rexstrom. So I declared an attack against Rexstrom. They decided not to do anything. I go to the damage step. I activate Droplet, sending a trap card. So Droplet resolves having and negating Rexstrom. And they had like 1,000 life points. And I was attacking with Mekk-Knight, Purple Nightfall, and Purple Nightfall just attacked over Rexstrom for 1,000. So that was what it was. They could have made another chain, but they couldn't do it in the chain that mattered.
Yeah.
So that was the point of that. Okay. Anyways.
That's really cool.
Yeah, there's always cool stuff you do. It all involves playing as many random matchup as possible and seeing what scenarios come up. A lot of people are like, Edo Pro and any of these simulators is not useful, but one of the benefits of these simulators is that you play the most random things and you get more practice against stuff you would never expect to play against. And it also, a lot of people say they don't want to be like trained to pay attention for glowing light buttons. The program tells me what to do. These people miss them in real life so often that I think they need a handhold to learn how to do it. It's the opposite of what they're saying. Oh, I don't want to be coached. I'm like, you suck real life. You gotta like, there's there's a balance. You have to learn how to do it before you can need to say that's your excuse. You learn a lot of stuff from just doing stuff with the automatic simulator, also like telling you things at work. Like,
Yeah.
there are duelists who don't know that Underworld has a second effect to negate stuff from negate a card that summons from grave. There's like all kinds of stuff you wouldn't expect. Some people don't know, like I mentioned earlier, Baguska, like if a card activates in defense but it leaves the field, it doesn't resolve because Baguska says cards that activated in defense irrelevant of where they are. Like people don't know these things because they don't want to test automated. They just, I'll do DB and then they just see what happens. They're playing Yugioh, but it's not real Yu-Gi-Oh. They're playing fake Yu-Gi-Oh.
Even today, what came up too was when I was redeclaring with Pegasus with a Zenith in hand, I didn't know that a redeclare wouldn't trigger the effective Zenith. If I was playing this at locals today, I would just, summon Zenith.
Yeah, there are people who literally lose games in time because they don't know how that works with Link Haribo. You attack into a Link Haribo, or you attack and your opponent on attack declaration brings back Link Haribo. They actually can't activate Link Haribo to reduce the attack to 0 because you're no longer declaring an attack. A replay occurs because Link Haribo has entered the field.
Wow.
So yeah, like people throw games all the time, or they don't know that they've thrown games, and both players cannot know what they're doing. Yeah. And I don't know. There's a lot you can do to beat someone just knowing the rules. And sometimes you don't know if you don't know the rules unless an automated simulator tells you should really pay attention at this point in time. Something really important is happening here, something you don't know. Like I've won so many games by just knowing more rules than my opponent.
Yeah, it's super handy. It's a balance of both.
Yeah. So like I get most of my practice on YGO Pro just because you can play so many games fast. But I also play real life once or twice a week. Between the automated stuff introducing me to things that I wouldn't consider, implementing it into my real life gameplay, I feel like I do much better than a lot of players.
Yeah, I definitely prefer IRL, but if I were to play online, I would be EDO Pro, definitely. I can't handle dueling book.
Omega has a ranked mode. I was testing it the other day. It's a little bit slower paced than I would like, but it does have some cool animations. Anyways, so just to wrap this up, everyone check out Neshy on YouTube, and I think you're on Twitter and some other places. People should look for the Crystal Duelist himself, learn what's going on. Before this duel, I think they just posted round 3 of the YCS Utrecht, and it was a Crystal Beast matchup versus Tier. It was pretty funny to watch the Tier guy get stomped. Everyone say, who knows, maybe Crystal Beast will win the YCS. So we're obviously recording this during the YCS, so we don't know the outcome yet. But yeah, it's just a nice deck that people are picking up. I think you like top your locals with just 3 starter decks when you first got it before you even put your rest of your cards in there.
3 structured decks, yeah.
Yeah, man, the Shifter's a hell of a card. And I bought the decks, but I don't know what's in it. Yeah, what's going on?
During that local, Shifter was like not that great, actually. It helped me one time against Tri-Brigade Leerless, but I lost that match anyway. So Shifter actually wasn't a super MVP. It was really just like I ended on Conclave Miracle all day, and I was able to do that.
Yeah, people can't play through interruptions. Sometimes you'd be surprised how much one interruption on random stuff is.
Yeah.
Like here, I'll just show my deck list for 2 seconds. This is what I'm playing. This is Orcust, Punk, Phantom Knight, Tearlament with a Emerald Tortoise.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but this is my deck list. And theoretically, like if I open like a random hand, I just have a bunch of different hard ones per turn. So like I might open a bunch of cards I can activate in response to other cards. Like this hand's mediocre, but I mean, this hand's okay, actually. I have access to the Tier engine. I have a way to put Nightmare and Graveyard. Boots is like an extender for, with any of my cards I can make Rusty, which turns on Boots. So that's like my logic. Like I just play a bunch of cards that can all be activated, and then I don't lose to one particular hand trap. Like that's like my theory with my deck and how it plays. So anyways, my deck was never supposed to make it into this video. Everybody enjoy Crystal Beasts. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.